What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room, Whiskey Wednesday night. What is going on? It is round two of the Heaven Hill ranking. So as I was going through some bottles, I realized that I didn't have two of the bottles that were in the mix. I totally thought I did. We'll let you know what those are later, but everything else that was going to be in the mix tonight is here. So we have a hell of a tasting. We'll rank them. We'll finish off the ranking probably just with a straw poll, just based on memory, just see what you guys think, and then we'll go from there. So we're also going to be trying, what I have poured right here, which is the latest K.Luke Batch 5. So as you guys know, K.Luke making a lot of noise in the bourbon space. Just Jonathan Maisano making some incredible blends. We'll compare it to Batch 4, which is probably one of my favorite whiskeys I've tried this year. So we'll do that in a little bit. But first and foremost, let's say hi to all you in the chat. What is going on tonight, guys? Nice to see everybody here. We have WJK. What's up? William Kavanaugh in the house. What's going on, William? James LeBron James Lay says that the stream doesn't have 200 likes in the first 5 minutes. Matt Porter will be forced to dress like the little Mershuk. Nobody wants that, folks. Little Mershuk. Jimmy Copeland here. Roscoe B. Coltrane in the house. Joe the Sample Guy's here. Aaron G. What's going on, buddy? Mark S. says, cheers, everyone. Ham Turkey in the house. William Wiley's in the house. Let's see. EW 1783. Heaven Hill 6 year. And Williams Black. And Williams Ballon Bond. Okay. Really? Over even the 6 year Ham Turkey. Nice. Okay. Tim Cornet. Raging Irishman in the house. Nathan Jurgensen is here drinking WLW, celebrating the Hawks drafting Bedard tonight. That's right. The NHL draft was on previous to tonight, and I hope everyone who's an NHL fan got the player they wanted. Apparently Nathan did, and he's whipping out the William LaRue Weller for the draft. Not too bad. Richie Z, what's going on? The legend. Saucy Shane in the house. Outside the Star, what's going on, good buddy? Richie Z, Peter White, my man in Canada. What's going on? Shauna Marie D in the house. What's going on, Shauna? Nice to see you. Terrence Scott is here. KCD. Alfredo Jimenez Jr. is in the house. Let's see. Tim Cornet, I said hi to. David Schaffler's here. Jay Baker says LFG. There you go. Ben Drummond in the house. 4-Leaf Whiskey. And a bunch of other people coming in. I'm just trying to catch up here. BT, what is going on? Brian, nice to see you as always, buddy. Rob S. is here. Tyler Smith, and a bunch more coming out here tonight. Bob Glass says he's got the JT Mellick cast strength in the glass tonight. Hell yeah, man. I'm telling you, that's one of those surprise whiskeys this year. That JT Mellick stuff is no joke. Lionel G says Brewers 3, Mets 2. Thanks so much for the bad news as usual with the Mets. They are so bad this year. It is hard to watch, guys. And I'm a fan. You know, I watch the games, even though they suck. But it's hard to watch. It is. It's it's like when you watch like a horror film and there's like a really just hard to watch part and you can't even like look through your fingers and you just get freaked out. That's what watching the Mets is like. You're just waiting for like someone's head to be chopped off or something more gross. I don't know. Someone lose an eyeball. It's like watching that type of horror show. It's tough to watch. It sucks. It's a huge turn from last year. Last year they played great throughout the regular season. They kind of, shit the bed in the playoffs, but at least they were exciting to watch somewhat. This year it's just really tough. Yeah, Yankees are pretty bad too. So, finally, the New York Mets and the New York Yankee fans can just, rot away and some solace this year. Just saying, oh, yeah, our team sucks. We'll see you next year, guys. We'll see what happens. All right. Hello again. Whiskey Friends just wrapped up, I guess. Mr. Darrell Stewart celebrating his big birthday tonight. Whoa, almost spilled that. Man, what else is happening today? Today I had a really great day with OHLQ, Ohio Liquor Agency. We got to select some really great single barrels from Whistle Pig. I mentioned this last week that they invited me to go taste some Whistle Pig single barrels and select some for the state of Ohio, coming up around the fall time, I believe. So we selected about 4 of the piggyback barrels. We selected, I think, 3 10 years, 2 15 years, and then we did a blend for 12 year. So the blend is, you know, a percentage of the finished port rye, the finished Madeira, and the finished Sauterne. So we got to mess around with some proportions and kind of make our own blend for that one. So we had 2 blends go head to head, and you know, the winning blend won. It was pretty cool. So got to take part in that today, which was an amazing time. So, you know, cheers to that. You know, if you guys are fans of Whistle Pig, you know, you guys have some really good single barrels on the way, at least here in Ohio. So, all right. Is OH? Yeah, the Russell's picks already dropped, Robert Lee. Unfortunately, I wasn't part of them this year. So they did them already. I think they already released around Father's Day. They always release around Father's Day. So I think those were all already out. So let's get into, actually, you know what? I want to pour the 4 and do a direct compare here. Now, the 5 is a fresh crack. I haven't really gotten to taste it yet. The 4 has had a little bit of airtime, obviously, but we'll do a little comparison here, guys. So we'll do 4 versus 5. And while we're waiting, guys, let me know what you're sipping here in the chat. I know some of you already did. Yeah, so 4. So, guys, K.Luke Batch 5 bourbon. Now, for those of you that do not know K.Luke, here's the bottle. This is a blend of both high rye from, I believe, MGP. Well, it says Indiana, Kentucky. We don't know where the Kentucky's from. I would assume that the whiskey from Indiana is from MGP. So it's a blend of Kentucky and Indiana bourbons blended. This one comes in at 119.4 proof. This is batch number 5. So yeah, distilled in Kentucky and Indiana. You know, unfortunately, with NDAs, you can't always find out exactly what's from what. So yeah, let's try this out here. Excited to dive into here. 5th quarter tailgate says allegedly 4 roses. Allegedly. Well, I mean, 4 roses technically is a highlight too. Is a high rye. So, and you know what? I mean, if that is true, you know, when John Mazzano was here in the chat, when he was on the channel, you know, a few weeks ago, he did mention loving 4 roses in that profile. Honest Charlie says it's sad that I can't know who I'm buying from. Yeah, I totally understand that, Honest Charlie. It's one of those things that, you know, it's funny he has the name Honest Charlie because we can't get, like, you know, honesty from some of the blenders. But, you know, honestly, that's the name of the game. You know, some people that do source, they don't want people knowing who they're sourcing from. And, you know, I mean, if it's out of the hands of the blenders, I really don't blame them. You know, NDAs is a huge part of the whiskey game and the bourbon game. So it is what it is. As long as the whiskey is good and they're consistent, I can deal with it. As long as it's okay, as long as it's consistent. And, you know, every now and then you'll give an age statement. You know, Jonathan will tell you, you know, kind of ages what's in the bottle. So he's good like that. Let's see. Lucas Alpinier is throwing back some JD single barrel proof, 130 proof. Buzzard's Roost has the smoked barrel from Dominic Farr. Very cool. Richie Z says, crack the Tin Cup 10. Picked up today. It's a great starter. Terrence Scott is a we pour the M&J rare character. Damn, that's a legendary bottle right there. All right, so let's compare the noses here. So K.Luke Batch 5 just dropped on Sealbox not that long ago. It was going for about, it's like $110-ish, I think. You know, it's a little pricey, but Jonathan is starting to build up some equity, you know, in trust in how good his blends are. So let's see here. Bald Guy has an Eagle Rare. Man, I can't remember last time I had Eagle Rare. You know, and I got a lot of them. Like, and I just don't go to them that often. All right, so when you compare batch 5 to batch 4, ooh. Wow, batch 5 is a little bit sweeter and a little bit darker. It kind of comes off with a little bit more of like an apple pie, like a baked apple pie on the nose a little bit. JD 12, baby, best smelling whiskey I have, bar none, says Devin Reichens. Space Ghost is here. It says my Booker's Charlie's Batch is now gone. Very sad. I'm a huge fan of Charlie's Batch. I really like that. I really like that bourbon. I still have mine. I haven't really cracked it quite yet, or I should say, like, drank a lot of it. Is what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. Trying to think if there's any other. So there was 7 or Jesus, how many freaking ads do we need here? There was 700, and am I reading that right? 738 bottles. 738 bottles there for this K.Luke Batch 5. So not too bad. Good bottle count. Yeah, man, I get like apple pie filling in here. So that comes along with a little bit of like cinnamon, a little bit of maybe a little nutmeg too on the nose. It's slightly floral too. Go back to chat here. Hey, what's up, Kelsey Dime? How you doing, man? Has there been any stag batches you didn't like, Jason? Even store picks? Vic Tasawi asked a good question. I was not crazy about batch. Crap. What's the one that was before the 22B? Was there a 21 or a 20, or I don't even remember the. Let me go back to my. Let me go see my reviews here. I could tell you which one I wasn't that crazy about. I always like, my memory is just like with all these batches, it's hard to keep up. So batch 19 was the 22B essentially. So it was batch 18. So stag batch 18 was the one I was not that crazy about. It was a little bit more savory. It was 131 proof, a little bit more on the savory side. It just wasn't my favorite. It lost like that punch of sweetness and like cherry cola that I love. 18 is hot trash, says Saucy Shane. Wow, bold statement, man. Yeah, I was not crazy about 18. All right, let's try this on the palate, guys. Cheers. K.Luke Bourbon Batch 5. Here we go. Damn. This is another winner, like immediately when it hit my palate. I have not tried this yet, guys. This is a fresh crack. I just opened this tonight. Damn. The thing what I love about these blends is that it just like attacks the palate. And this is right in my wheelhouse, guys. This is like butterscotch, toffee, butter pecan, all the stuff I like. Man, do I like this more than 4? Shit. Paul and Ann from Connecticut, or it says Paul and Ann CT, always wanted to know about Rittenhouse Rye. Any good? Rittenhouse Rye is a very solid rye whiskey. I think there are better rye whiskeys if you're thinking about them sipping neat. However, Rittenhouse Rye is pretty good. It's a pretty good sipper. It's a great starter rye whiskey. They're at least 4 years old. Good price point on them. And they're great for cocktails as well. So I wouldn't say it's it's a rye whiskey that's going to knock your socks off, but for what it does, for what it is, for the price, it's pretty great. And I believe Rittenhouse is in the blind tonight, so we'll see how it goes. There's a sneaky like dark fruit note, and I'm going to say it's like a raspberry type note. A little bit of a raspberry-ish type note, a good spice to it. Again, these do remind me of like a good Four Roses blend. They really do sip that way. They have a lot of flavor, a lot of like punch of flavor. There's some good balance to it. It's got a great finish to it. These really do drink like Four Roses picks, or for like poor, like I call them like poor man Four Roses LEs. All right, let's compare it to batch 4 because I love batch 4. Oh my God. And now batch 4 on the nose, it just completely opened up. Oh my God. Dude, these are so good. Okay, so I would actually go a little bit darker on batch 4, which is probably why I really like batch 4. It's bright and sweet and it has all those flavors that I really like, but there's a little bit more of a dark side to it. When it comes to like oak and kind of like this like darker brown sugar type note to it. Whereas batch 5 is way more on like the toffee, buttery type aspect. Man, can't wait till Sealbox gets my K.Luke here in a month, says Jimmy Copeland. Yeah, that'll be good. Bring out a Four Roses pick, says Ham Turkey. You know what? I mean, I'll do you one better. I'll grab where is my Four Roses LE? Where's my? You know what? I'll just grab the 20. I'll grab the 2020. I have a Four Roses LE right here. Let's test this theory a little bit, guys. Let's see what we get here. So this is the 2020 Four Roses LE. Let's see here. I don't remember like the stats on this at all, guys, but it's a 55.7% ABV. So 100 and was that 114 or 110.4, something like that. Trying to do math. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jimmy Copeland. Please and thank you. You flip the bottles too before you open the pour. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I do that. I just like if there's like a bottle I haven't opened in a while, I don't know why. I just always like turn it over. I don't know why I do that. Jason needs his readers. Yeah, right. It's getting to that point. All right, so this is the Four Roses LE. All right, so the thing you could tell immediately, and you really will only get this if you could say all you want, oh, this tastes just like this and this tastes just like that, but until you do it blind and compare, you're never going to know. The Four Roses LE is clearly older, has older whiskey in it. These normally will have 20-something years old bourbon in it. Even though it's minuscule, there's something in the blend that's about that 100. It's 1,014 proof, says JJ. The MSRP on the K.Luke is about $110. The Four Roses LEs are usually about 160 about these days. Retail, if you could find them at retail. I'll tell you what, guys. This may drink older and has some older whiskey in it, and you could taste it. It's definitely more oak, definitely a little bit more like that leather characteristic that you get. A little bit deeper, darker, richer. Like the brown sugars, it's a brown sugar, but it's like a molasses now at this point. You compare it to the K.Luke. And while it may not have the age, I'm telling you, I think my theory holds true. I think these sip like a poor man's Four Roses LE because it gives you the same type. That was like the same experience I just got off the Four Roses LE. I'm not saying flavor-wise. I don't want anyone to, take it out of context that, Jason said it tastes just like Four Roses LE. No, that's not the case. I'm saying the experience is the same. The Four Roses are going to give you way much more age to the taste and the flavor profile. But when it comes to the balance, I'm talking about the way it drinks, the spice up front, the balance of fruit, the balance of dark brown sugars and sweet, some spice, and then the way it finishes is very similar. But obviously the age and the profiles are vastly different. But I mean, I'm telling you, if you put these in a blind, unless you're really like well versed with older bourbon, I think it'd be a little bit tougher for people to tell what's what. This batch 5 is delicious. It is sweet, and it's getting sweeter. The toffee, the butterscotch, that like apple cinnamon like crumble I'm getting on top of like a little bit of like a pastry crust, like a burnt apple pie. Damn. Do I like it more than 4 though? I don't know. That's tough. I don't know which one I like better. Both of them are fantastic. All we know from tonight here is that K.Luke Batch 5 is another just a fantastic blend. I'm telling you guys, these are the types of releases that keep bourbon and whiskey exciting for me. All this other LE bullshit that's coming out from all these big distillers. I mean, why chase it? And you just buy something like this, and it's just so good. So good. All right. K.Luke killing it once again. Yeah, I don't want to burn my palate out here, but I'm going to sip some more of my Four Roses. All right, K.Luke there. We'll put the 5 down there. Let's see. Jason, have you ever heard of or had Redline Elements Amburana finish? I've had Redline whiskey. We actually did a pick, but we did a honey cask finish. I've never had their Amburana, but most Amburanas are pretty similar, unless there's a secondary finish on it, like the Penelope Rio, which is Amburana and honey. So, but most Amburanas, it's going to be, you know, cinnamon toast crunch and, you know, more cinnamon toast crunch and all that stuff. So Norseman's Only Drams just says moist. Does anybody in here hate the word moist? Is that a thing still that people hate that word? I don't know when it started, but yeah. All right. K.Luke MSRP is 115. Mamuka is in the house. What's going on? Cinnamon toast crunch with a stick of Big Red. Yeah, I would say that's a good. That's a really good description, Devin. It's got a little bit of like that cinnamon red hot note to it. Big Rick's, Big Rigged Backyard is here. Any rigged giveaway tonight? No, not for you tonight. The Redline Amburana is good, not great. 700 bottle release. That's less than most allocated releases. It is. I mean, it is, but it also doesn't have the following that some of that stuff does. But if I keep talking about it along with others, it's going to be harder and harder to get. So maybe I'll shut up. The ASW pick was insanely superior, says LeBron James Lay. Yeah, we loved ours because our pick was a second fill Amburana, and it was a 5-year cask strength wheated bourbon. And we felt like those just went really well together. Had it to me in 2 days, says Michael Boyd. Oh, damn, you did get lucky. Moist leotard is the worst word combination. What is that? What does that even mean? All right, guys, let's get to everyone's favorite segment, a bourbon we all wish existed. All right, I am the king of wishful thinking because I really do feel like that this bourbon should exist, but it doesn't. And if it doesn't exist or it hasn't come out yet, why hasn't it? Because I'm really curious what this bottle would be like if it does come out or if it did come out. So, and actually the fact that we're drinking Four Roses is actually a good tee up for this because this is the bottle that I chose to make. Check it out, guys. Four Roses, the Dark Rose. Why is it called the Dark Rose? Because it is a double oaked Four Roses single barrel. This has never happened, folks. We need this bottle. So what I did was, I made the cork like a dark brown. You have the Four Roses on the front of the bottle are darker than the normal Four Roses. Here's a up close and personal look at the label. Four Roses, the Dark Rose, double oaked Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey by Four. I mean, come on, don't look at it. Look at the dark roses on it, the darker label. You know you want that bottle. Come on, tell me right now. We want the Four Roses, the Dark Rose. That's right. All right, what are you guys saying? Wow, yum. That's a great label. I want, says Shauna Marie D. Take my money. Yeah, we may need that. Take my money. Yes, definitely. The Dark Rose. This should happen. Oh, mama. Double oaked Four Roses. Yes, please. Give it to me. Shut up and take my money. Yep. Would you stop at the moist? You're killing me. What recipes? I don't know, Robert Lee. Any of them. Let's just get a Four Roses double oaked product. Surprised you didn't go for a Four Roses rye. I already did a rye. I really wanted to do like a double oaked, a double oaked product from Four Roses. I really just kind of like the darkness to it. I didn't want to go like black rose because doesn't that like mean death or something? I didn't want to be that morbid about it. So I just went like with the dark rose. Thought it looked really cool. So yeah, that's the bottle. That's the bottle. So we're going to add this to the catalog of Woodford Double Oaked Cask Strength and the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof Rye. And now we have the Four Roses, the Dark Rose. Those are our 3 bottles so far in the bottles we don't have, we wish that existed. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. That's always fun. Someone is going to brown nose at the next Glenligeddon. What? I'll take one. Bet that. Oh Jesus, with the moist. Here we go. Cask strength, or cask strength right out of the barrel. Those Four Roses single barrels are cask strength. So not the regular 100. I'm talking like picks. So get a cask strength Four Roses, double oak it, call it the Dark Rose, and see what happens. I think that's something. I mean, Four Roses doesn't put out any finishes. So I've always I felt like doing like a port finish for Four Roses or something like a wine finish would just be too much. That's kind of like going too far. But what they could do is just double oak it and see what that would taste like. I think that would be really cool. I win. Just send me that bottle. Says Bottle Glass. I wish I could, man. I wish I could. Tony Bag of Donuts in the house. Hey, Jason, I think the peanut note on the Woodford Batch Proof is a dusty peanut shell. I like the oakiness on it. I'm drinking the 2022 now. Sweeter oakiness. I like them both. Do not. It does. The Woodford Batch Proof does have a peanut shell, note to it, which is something I don't normally get on Woodford Batch Proof. So I feel like you're either going to love that bottle or hate that bottle, but you're going to have to pay $130 to find out, which is, Will Henderson in the house. What's up, Hendo? Miss you, buddy. How you been, man? He says double oaked means it's just moist. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is going to be the thing tonight. Everything's just going to be moist. All right, let's get to a couple news stories tonight, guys. First things first, we have some new Bourbon Hall of Fame inductees. They have inducted 8 new members. Let me get to, let me see here. What the hell does that say? What did Cardi B do? All right, so let me go to the first one here, guys. First guy that just got inducted, Dean Watts. So the Kentucky Distillers Association of Money announced the induction of 8 new members. The list includes distillery founders, government leaders, activists, and the first father and son to simultaneously be honored by the Bourbon Hall of Fame. So this gentleman that you're looking at right now is none other than Dean Watts, former Nelson County Judge Executive. So he was inducted. You have this lovely lady right here. This is none other than Dixie Sherman DeMuth. She was an activist and owner of the very successful Dixie's Elbow Room, which is a bar in downtown Louisville. Well, what happened? You guys see me? Oh, fuck. Oh, the stream is acting weird again. Give me 1 second, guys. Freaking internet. All right. I think I fixed it. I think we're back. Give me 1 second. And we're back. We see you. Okay, we're back. Here we go. Fixed. The next gentleman right here is none other than, that is Dr. Jerry O'Dalton, who holds 22 years of experience working in the bourbon industry. He worked as a chemist for Barton Brands and eventually moved to Jim Beam. So he's the next gentleman. Then we have this guy right here. Who's this guy? This is Greg Fisher, former mayor of Louisville, who was hailed for coining the term bourbonism, which was associated with promoting Louisville's hospitality scene. Can you imagine making the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame for coming up with a word? Like I made up the word bourbonism. Who's gonna get into the Bourbon Hall of Fame for saying moist? Sorry, couldn't help it. All right, let's get to some a couple names you guys might know. There's one that you guys might know from Michter's founder, president and CEO of Michter's Distillery, Joseph Magliocco, president and CEO of Michter's Distillery, has a 40-year career and is known for having resurrected the cult brand Michter's, however you want to say it. Magliocco's contributions have been cited as leading the Whiskey Road revival in downtown Louisville. He is the vice chairman, one of the 15 founding members of the Order of the Writ, a fraternal and charitable organization that embraces the spirit of Kentucky bourbon, education, responsibility, environmental stewardship, history, scholarship, and the unwavering commitment to the furtherance of America's only native spirit. Congrats to Joe. And last but not least, we have, again, the father and son duo of none other than Troy Zeller and, oh, actually, that's not Troy Zeller. Where is he? Oh, that picture didn't get uploaded. Well, here you go. This is Trey Zoller, founder, whiskey maker, and chief strategist at Jefferson's Bourbon. Him and his father, Chester Chet Zoller, author, historian, and co-founder of Jefferson's Bourbon, are both being inducted simultaneously, making them the first father and son to be inducted into the Bourbon Hall of Fame simultaneously. They're an advocate for transparency within the bourbon industry. It's a passionate advocate for labeling that provides customers with accurate information about the age and origin of the bourbon they choose to purchase. So congrats to all the inductees this year. When I read that piece about, being transparent as far as like what's in the bottle, is Jefferson's pretty transparent about what's in the bottles? I mean, I know Jefferson's Ocean, they're pretty transparent. They kind of tell you what's going on the ship and the voyage they take. And I don't know that one. I don't know what. I can't even take it. I invented Buffalo Tracism. Award, please, says Ham Turkey. I like that. Jason the Moist. Oh my God, this is going to be the thing tonight. Jefferson's. I see they let anyone in now. Well, you got to remember, guys, historically, what Jefferson's did was pretty, forward-thinking when they first did the Jefferson's Ocean. Nobody was really ever doing that, and at least from a Kentucky perspective. So I think when they did that part, it was, that's what makes them stand out quite a bit. All right, let's get to the next news story here. Do we have any other news stories? Oh, this one right here. So that is a picture of none other than... I believe that is Woodford Reserve. Yes, Woodford Reserve aims to bring rye cultivation back to Kentucky. So Woodford Reserve announced on Tuesday a 5-year commitment to purchasing grain from local farmers in addition to working with the University of Kentucky to conduct research on rye cultivation. The aim is to support local farmers and increase sustainability as rye is mainly sourced from Canada or Europe. Kentucky has a humid and warm climate, making it difficult for rye to grow. Woodford plans on running small distillation trials with 10 varieties of locally grown rye to determine how the impact the flavor profile of bourbon starting this summer. I actually think this is really cool. Anytime you could, try to source things a little bit more domestically, a little bit closer to home, see what those flavor profiles do, I think it's awesome. But however, just like the article said, it's tough to grow rye in a warm climate. And because it gets so hot in Kentucky, I don't see how rye can thrive. Maybe if you time it right and you can grow it in the cold months, the colder winter months, maybe that's what you do. Just not sure how much of a harvest you can get from, one season. I guess all those questions play into it. But, I'm all for, getting grain closer to the glass, if you will, getting the grain a little bit closer to the glass, to make it, which I think is really cool. Let's see here. I think, we have this one. Oh, check this bottle out, guys. First of all, look at the name of it. Yeah, you're reading that right. It actually says Lucky Bastard. Playboy's whiskey aged in Pinot de Charente barrels costs a pretty penny. So on Monday, Playboy's Rare Hair Spirits launched its latest whiskey release as part of the Barrel Discovery Series, a Canadian whiskey dubbed Lucky Bastard. The spirit was finished in Pinot de Charon barrels and bottled at 89 proof. The limited edition bottle is set for pre-sale at $600 via Rare Hair's website. Bottles are scheduled to ship mid-July. Lucky Bastard earned its moniker as an homage to Playboy's ventures in the gaming world, and the brand draws its inspiration for whiskey making from the cognac production process. The liquid was aged in Pinot de Charon casks for 120 days in a collaborative multi-step process. This is, let's see here. Let's see, aroma, vanilla bean, golden raisin, bee pollen. Aroma of bee pollen. Can you actually smell bee pollen? I think that's some made up bullshit right there. Palate, brown butter, sugar. I shit you not. It says young coconut. Young coconut. What? What the fuck? I can't, like, guys, I'm not making this shit up. It says young coconut. I feel like you people won't, you won't believe me. Like, look at this. First of all, look at right here. Look at the aroma. Vanilla bean, golden raisin, bee pollen. Can you smell bee pollen? Listen, if you can, tell me in the chat. I don't know. I don't think I've ever smelled bee pollen. I didn't think bee pollen had a smell. Palate, brown butter, sugar, young coconut, not aged coconut, young coconut. So does that mean like unripe coconut? Like it's not a sweet coconut? Like, I don't get it. Then you have finish of banana peel, Martinique rum, and plantains. That has to be one of the weirdest, the weirdest combination of flavors I've ever read. That is so weird. You got, like, what the hell? Too much moisture around. What do you think about Knob 15 year? Peaceful Jag, I hated my Knob Creek 15 year. But I always say this. I think there was some batch variation with the Knob Creek 15s. Because I had someone else's that was way better than mine. Mine was like licking a tree. It was extremely dry, extremely oaky. There wasn't a lot of sweet to it. It was extremely bitter. And that is a no joke. That's a no-go for me. So for me, yeah, Knob Creek 15 was not a favorite. But again, batch variation in mine. There were some others out there that I got to try that were way better than mine. So, you know, I'm just, what do you mean, you people? Yeah, you could smell bee pollen. Does it have a scent, Deborah? Does it have a young coconut smells? Oh my God, guys, everything's gonna be the M word tonight. F your young coconut. That sounds so moist. I mean dirty. I'll shut up. Okay. How does bee pollen come to mind? Really? Yeah, I don't know. Young coconut is a thing. Jesus, I can't. It's better than old coconut, apparently. Well, yeah. I mean, bees can definitely smell bee pollen. Put the lime in the coconut and make it all better. Oh my God, this is off the rails already. Holy shit. Okay, let's go to some exciting labels from what to see on the TTB. All right, guys, here we go. So a couple of really cool labels that I came across, just really two. There wasn't that many, but this one I had to bring to the forefront for everybody because it's just so super exciting for one of the Whiskey Tube channels, and you guys know them. It's the Bourbon Junkies, Dan and Sean. This looks like one of their first releases that's on the TTB from Virtue Spirits. That's their label. This one is the Essence, which is a single barrel bourbon whiskey, non-chill filtered. Whoever's doing their art, this is freaking awesome. It's a brilliant label. Absolutely love it. It's got the bear for the barrel. It's got some bears. It looks like arms, but then you look at it and it's actually more bears on the bottom. Non-chill filtered. If you look at the back of it, this is a 5-year-old, 110 proof, 75 corn, 20 rye, 5 malted barley, state of distillation, Maryland. I would imagine they got this in at Sagamore, but produced by Old Road Craft Spirits, so maybe sourced by Old Road, but from Sagamore in Maryland. So huge congrats to those guys with some of their stuff really starting to take shape here. And, you know, if Dan and Sean are out there, congrats, man. I'm really excited. Congrats to both of you. Really excited for both of you to start your own brand. So I'm, you know, they're a lot farther along than I am. I'm starting to work on something here as well. It's not going to be probably as robust as Dan and Sean's label, but I am working on some releases to be coming out at some point. It's a lot of work, as Dan and Sean will probably tell you. So, and the next one up is 2XO, the next Dixon Deadman label. Looks like 2XO, 2 times oak by Dixon Deadman. This one's called Gem of Kentucky. It just says barrel on the bottom. I'm not sure what that means. Here's the back of it. It's made up of a hand-selected single barrels from my proprietary high rye bourbon mash bill, which I rebarrel in new oak barrels with varying char levels. Each single barrel expression is unique and bottled just below barrel proof to meet my standards for the most premium release from 2XO. So the Innkeeper I enjoyed way better than the Phoenix. Be interesting to see what the Gem of Kentucky tastes like once it hits markets as well. So there you go. Sweet label. I'm really looking forward to these. Yeah, really nice art. Absolutely. Bear Scare. Will Henderson says, my Op 15 was awesome, but you can't compare it to the 15-year 120 proof single barrels from back in the day. Yeah, I mean, I would take those any day of the week, man. Bees collect all kinds of pollen. Bee pollen isn't a thing. Well, I mean, bee pollen is, but smelling bee pollen, that's my question. Sweet label. Any info on the distribution of that? I don't have any info yet on distribution of that. I would imagine they're gonna probably release that through Bourbon Outfitter, probably to their patrons first. And you know, once other stuff starts coming out, I would imagine you'll see more of it out there once more comes out. But yeah, really, really cool. My 5-year-old grandson loves that label, says Paul and Ann. The mash and drum is the young coconut aroma before the hairy husk forms as it matures. Is the young I have no idea, man. I mean, it might be. So that sticker is so Dan. Where's Sean's part of it? I don't know. So is that a Barrel Kings collab? Will, I would imagine Barrel King sourced the barrels maybe, and source it from Maryland. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I mean, that's really for Dan and Sean to tell you guys. If you have any questions, you know, it'd be cool. Hey, Jason, congratulations on Matt Madness. Yeah, I mean, I lost in the finals, but it was good, man. Your release is good to feature a different drummer for each release. My releases will have a kit, like a drum kit, like release number. So it'll be like kit 1, kit 2, kit 3 as we go along. I was thinking of doing a couple different releases to make a full drum kit. So you guys have the different pieces for like a 4-piece drum kit. It'll be 4 whiskeys and a set. I don't know. I'm still working through it. Again, when it comes to bringing out your own brand, it's down to what barrels are available, what you could do with it to make it unique, and of course, bring you guys the most delicious whiskeys I can provide. That's not only excites my palate, but I think will excite your palate and get you. You know, it's like I'm gonna try to get some young coconut in there. That's all I'm gonna say. The young coconut. Master Drum, these 2XOs are single barrels. That's why the blank barrel at the bottom will fill in the barrel info, I guess. Yeah, Ron, yeah, that's a good call out. Yeah, totally. Wasn't even thinking of the single barrels aspect of it. So, yeah, I'll probably have a barrel and a barrel number on it. I don't think it's going to be a series. The Diamond of Kentucky. Let's see here. People with allergies don't smell bee pollen. Barrel King is bottling their first release for Pours in the Park. Oh, that's awesome. That's really, really cool. Let's see. 4-piece drum hit. Is this jazz? Well, I mean, I can't do like a Neil Peart drum kit. I would need like 45 bottles. So that's not happening. Jason's version of a butterfly. Yeah. Yep. But I will actually tell you what's exactly in the bottle, and I won't charge you $250 for it. Roasted. Okay. There you go. Yeah. I won't charge you, $250 for like a 5-year-old whiskey. At least I hope I don't have to do that. My prices will be fair.
But liquor, our prices have never been lower.
All right. With that said, I'm going to take one more sip of this. And we're going to have to get into this Heaven. Oh, man, that's so good. We're going to have to get into this Heaven Hill taste off and figure out exactly what the what is in this. And again, going to be the Bonham will be hazmat. Yeah, I just don't want to get sued for like using their name, which would be kind of funny. So again, last week what we did is we tasted through the first half of the Heaven Hill bottle lineup and we ranked them. So for you guys that do not you guys did not see the final ranking from all the bottles that were tasted, this is what came up last week. So we had Evan Williams 1783, Elijah Craig Toasted, Bernheim Barrel Proof, Heaven Hill Bottled and Bond, and Elijah Craig Rye all hit that 3 Halo tier. Mellow Corn and Evan Williams Black hitting the 2 Halo tier. Again, pretty, I think the prices help those whiskeys. It's not that they're awful, but they are cheap. And you can, they're pretty palatable. I wouldn't say that they're the greatest thing in the world, but at least you could sip them and enjoy something cheap if you want. And then to make that 4 Halo tier, we have Pikesville, Larceny Barrel Proof, and Henry McKenna. When I showed this list to a couple of buddies, they said that this was spot on. So I feel like you guys, the chat, did an absolutely unbelievable job of doing the votes and keeping things where they needed to be. So we missed out last week on some really good bottles that are in tonight's blind, including Heaven Hill 17-year barrel proof, including one of the old Fitzes I have is in here. What else could be? Elijah Craig barrel proof, Evan Williams 12-year. There's a lot of good bourbons and whiskeys in this blind tonight. We're gonna taste them blind, see how they rank when it comes to the Halos, and we'll try to rank these guys a little bit later with your help. And in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll go through some questions. I do want to mention to any of the Match and Journey Whiskey Club members, remember tomorrow we're going to be releasing this bottle right here, which is our Backbone finished bourbon. We called it the Flux Capacitor. This is a fusion blend. So the reason why we call it that, the Flux Capacitor, is because you know that in Back to the Future, the end of Back to the Future, of the first one, before they go to the future for the second movie, he comes back and he's got the fusion reactor, the Mr. Fusion, and he's like putting food in it. So we found out this was a fusion blend, and this is a blend of 4 different bourbons. It's a port finished bourbon, it's a rum finished bourbon, it's an Amaro finished bourbon, and then it's a straight bourbon, and that's been all blended and then thrown into another barrel and aged. And this thing is an absolute flavor monster. It's one of the more unique whiskeys that we've tried. We absolutely love it. It tastes like a strawberry Pop-Tart on steroids. So this will be releasing tomorrow to the group. Not a ton of these, about 120 something bottles of these. So we're going to limit one on these. But if you guys are part of the Master Journey Whiskey Club, keep an eye out for this. It's going to be one of those sleeper bottles that I think if you miss out on it, you're going to regret it, because it just keeps getting better and better as you sip through it, like a lot of finished whiskeys do. So be on the lookout for that. All right, and in the meantime, let's get to let's put on a little bit of music here, and let's get into this blind tasting. Let's do let me go with this one. Haven't done this one in a while. Something easy, smooth. And what I'll do is, again, let me pull up the chat so I can get some polls in there for you guys. So, I mean, I could get that at the end for everybody, but this should be fun. So let's get into the tasting. We have about 330 people watching right now. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. Please hit the like button while you're here. It really helps the channel out. I'm this close to 80,000 subscribers, hoping to hit 100,000 here by the end of the year, but I got a lot of content I got to make to hit 100,000. So we'll go from there. So let me hand pick some of these here. Let's see. We'll start off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go with the first 5. We'll kind of mix these up. Man, some of these look dark. I'm loving this one here. I feel like I played that song a lot before. Let me try this one. Oh yeah, now we're talking. This is like that This is the smooth. I can't even with the voice. Oh my god.
That's what she said.
All right, guys, let's get into this tasting here. So, smooth, says Bozwine guy. All right, so in the meantime, if you have any whiskey questions, anything, I don't know, any questions, Q&A time. This is your time, guys. I'm just gonna sit here. I'll go through these. I'll give you my my ranks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just grade at the halos, and we're gonna dive in right now. Here we go. I'm just gonna go right forward here. Bob Glass says, "You need my address for the bottle." What, the Four Roses double oaked? I don't think we can make that happen. This music is the moist maker. Oh my god, you are one moist summer night away from 80K. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. I actually have a fun double bass coming up on Friday, which will be cool. Or it might be Saturday. I might release it because I don't know. I have some busy work stuff going on tomorrow, so it might be Saturday. So when I did the alternatives for the Woodford Reserve batch proofs, I had said Elijah Craig barrel proof or one of the Knob Creek 120 single barrels. So I'm going to put all three of them in a triple bass and see which one I like more. I think that'll be kind of a cool way to see, like, you know, how good the Woodford Reserve is, and then like actually put the alternatives head to head with it. So, all right. Yeah, it's got a little sexy music, little yacht vibe. I see what you're saying, Giselle's. All right, first one here. Pretty light. This is very Heaven Hill, very Heaven Hilly. David Schaefer, release of the year so far. JD12, Michter's 10. Those are probably my top two, to be honest, David. JD12 and Michter's 10 year are probably my top two releases of the year so far, for sure. And I would put the K.Luke 4, maybe the 5 up there. Just when you're talking about price and value and flavor and what you're getting, I don't think there's much that's close to it, to be honest. There have been some really good releases. You know, Bardstown Bourbon Company, I love their last the last Discovery Series 10. I was a big fan of it. I got to see how it opens up and if it changes. Sometimes they tend to get better. Sometimes they change and don't get so much better. So I got to see how that evolves a little bit. I really enjoyed that release. I mean, it was good. It wasn't mind-blowing, but you know, I think the more I go through these years of whiskey tasting and bourbon tasting, it's hard to get impressed anymore. It really is. So for JD12 and that Michter's 10 year to really stand out, it did impress me. All right, let's try this one, guys. Oh yeah, Sagamore 8. When you talk about Sagamore 8, the rye, the Sagamore 8 year, the Sagamore 8-year-old rye, the 2023 Sagamore 8-year-old rye, probably the best rye I've had hands down this year. Not even close. I can't even think of another rye I've had this year that's been like that good. Yeah. I think the Hard Truth Sweet Mash ryes have been very impressive for the age, but that Sagamore 8 year is ridiculous. Jason, biggest disappointment of the year besides the Mets. You jerk. Man, this is actually kind of nice. It's got a sneaky spice to it. I'm not gonna say it's a bourbon. I'm not gonna say it's a rye. I think it's a bourbon. Very sweet though. Very sweet, a little bit of that nutty profile. I don't think there's a ton of age to this, but this is a good solid sipper. I like it. Good finish on it. Thinking like, you know, the value of what this could be from Heaven Hill, I'm going to give this 3 halos just because I think it tastes pretty damn good. All right, this one is, wow, that's dark. Look at this one, guys. Look how dark that is. Oh, I know you want some. Jason, excited to hear about your eventual releases, saving up for a case of first release. Thanks, Tom. We will get there. I'm in the middle of just like It's in the very beginning stages. It's like choosing bottle designs and going through labels and going through all the legality crap. 5-2 Brewers. That's great. That's great. Fucking Mets. I hate them. I hate the Mets so much. I hate them. All right. Yeah, back to disappointments. Disappointments of the year so far. It's a good question too. I'll have to go back like through my reviews and just think about it. Oh, this definitely has some age to it. This is nice. This is chocolatey. It's very rich. Don't dog on the Mets. The Mets had a huge lead last year, like the Braves this year. And we know how it turned out. And I'm a Braves fan, says Rob H. Yeah, I said that last year, man. I said that the Mets usually play really great in the first half of the year, and then they tank in the second half. Maybe they'll go reverse this year. Maybe they'll just be really crappy the first half, and then they'll turn it around the second half. We'll see. But they're pretty far out. So, all right. The nose on this is fantastic. Oh, my God. I'm going to guess what that is. I don't think it's a 17. I think that could be the Parker's Heritage. I think it could be the Parker's. Now, I have a couple Parkers up there. I'm not sure which one she poured. If it's... Could be if that's the double-barreled Parkers, I would not be surprised. But this thing is friggin' fantastic. Oh my God. That might get 5 halos right now, just on taste. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it could be. Is it an Elijah barrel proof? I mean, it could be, but I don't feel like it's drinking with that much of proof. But that is an absolute flavor bomb. I'm going to go 5 halos on that. That's the first 5 halo, I think, so far for this whole ranking. Please don't say Booker's Architect. Booker's Architect. What's Booker's Architect? Do you mean Booker's Apprentice? The Apprentice batch wasn't a disappointment because I'm usually mostly disappointed by Booker's more than surprised by them. We need to see Jason in Bijan Robinson jersey rise up. Well, that could happen. Let's see here. Let me go through my if I'm just like whipping through my videos here real quick. Biggest disappointment. You know what, man? That Jim Beam American Single Malt, that Claremont Steep, I thought that was going to be way better than it was. That thing was, bleh. I did not like that at all. Man, what else here? Yeah, Michter's 10 years in there. I think the Woodford Reserve Historic Barrel Entry was a letdown for me. I was really looking forward to that bottle. I don't know why I thought that was going to really blow me away, but it just didn't at all, unfortunately. As far as another disappointing whiskey I had, probably I would have to say, and I hate to say this, but the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. But again, that's a personal thing that happened to me because my single barrel was so nasty and off and young and just drank so hot and bitter, and all the things I would never want in a whiskey was in that single barrel. But after I tasted it that night, I got so many samples of really good single barrels from Jack Daniel's. So I just think the variation is going to be a lot with those releases, you know? Fifth Quarter Tailgate says Remus Gatsby. No, Remus Gatsby, Remus Gatsby, brought itself back. I wasn't a huge fan at first, but it's just gotten better. All right, let's go to this one here. This one smells, this one has a little dusty funk to it. Really rich. This is a caramel brown sugar bomb right here. Yeah, Sunny Evening Scotch. What's going on, Mikey? Nice to see you, man. The only thing the Falcons are going to see rise up are early exits at halftime. That's funny. All right, let's try this one. Oh my God. That is so rich on the palate. That is just candy. Which one is that now? Maybe, is that the Parkers? Now I'm kind of confused. Maybe this was the Heaven Hill 17. That thing was ridiculously good. But this one is, this is like caramelized. This is pecan pie in a glass. Oh my gosh. It's got a little bit of like a cherry cola to it. Like a little root beer. That thing is ridiculously good. I think it's all flavor though. It lacks a finish and it lacks a little bit of viscosity. But overall, the flavors is incredible. You can crush that bottle. You can crush that bottle. Wouldn't even be a question. David Schaffler, after having watched your live stream with Rolling Fork, would you pass on Bardstown Foursquare and grab the Rolling Fork? It's a good question. It's really an easy answer, David. It really just depends on how much you like rum. The Foursquare from Bardstown, I think, is more of a, it's just a little like hint of that rum. I think you get more of it as the bottle opens up, but the bourbon is really good. It's very well balanced. I think with the Bardstown, I wanted more rum in it, but it is a very good whiskey. However, if you want a lot of rum flavor and you're a rum fan, then just buy a straight rum. Get the Rolling Fork, because the Bardstown, even though it's a good, well-balanced bourbon, good finish on it, it lacks the rum flavor that I was looking for, unfortunately. This I'm going to give 4 halos to letter C here. All right, let's go to this one here. You should play some Usher Confessions. These are my confessions. Oh, what's this now? Dude, 3 just beasts in a row right here. These 3. This one is incredible. Skip BBC Foursquare and just get a Foursquare. Yeah, or just do that. Actually, the Foursquare is actually less money than the Bardstown Foursquare. So, Heaven Hill. Oh, Heaven Hill 20. Lucas Hoppeneer. That's a good call out. That wasn't my bottle that I reviewed. That was sent to me, thankfully, by one of my amazing patrons, and to review. Yeah, I didn't really find it that incredible. It was good, not great, but for $250, $75 for whatever that bottle was, it didn't do it for me. This is nice. This has the proof. This has the flavors that this has. Man, this is really good. I don't know whether to go 4 or 5 on this. Boom or bust. Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. You know what? The last times I have tried it, I'm going to say boom. I really do like that bottle. I think people have to get over that it's not, it's more expensive, and it's not the $17 6-year Heaven Hill that we know and love. I think people just have to get over it. It is what it is now. It's been a while. But for a $55 to $60 bourbon, Heaven Hill 7 years bottle and bond, I think it's pretty damn good. Remember when you actually liked a blue run in a blind? Did I like a blue run in a blind? Oh yeah, the one that Darrell sent me. But in my defense, I actually own one of that. That was the first blue run I ever owned, which was one of the 13, 14-year single barrels that they sourced. And I think it was Barton. I think it was Barton stuff that they sourced. So I think it was, it was basically 13 and a half, 14-year-old Barton distillate put in a fancy blue run bottle. And I mean, it's hard to get those bad unless you pick really bad barrels. But let's be honest, that's not really a blue run. That is a source whiskey in a blue run bottle. They didn't really do anything special with it. They just put it in their fancy bottle, which is honestly what a lot of them do. So, but I'm talking about like I didn't even grade this yet. Let me go to, I wouldn't pay more than 60 for the Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. This is really good. I'm gonna go 4 halos on that. Man, really good. And now we go to this one, which is just Really not doing it off the bat here. Sir Cut says it's been a while. Hey, what's up, Jeffrey Whackers? Jason, is it electric or electronic? Electronic. I'll go with electronic. Hey, what's up? Dude, Darrell, Jeffrey Wax sent you another Houdini for your birthday? Dude, I got to get on Jeffrey Wax's birthday list. That's crazy, dude. David Schaffler, have you ever done a review on Bowman single barrel yet? I've been grabbing all I can find at $50. I have. And yeah, for $50, I would grab as many as I can for sure. My last Heaven Hill Bottle and Bomb was $55.82 out the door. Yeah, I like it for $55. Definitely more than $70. I wouldn't pay $70 for it. This is just an okay bourbon. Or maybe it could be a rye. Let me see. Who's hiding all this Houdini? Yeah, this one is okay. I might give this 2 halos. But this one might be just falling really flat coming off this one, because this one is a beast. So, all right, I'm going to keep these in order here, like I did last week. Man, that was a hell of a first round right there. All right, definitely need some water here. Tom Varghese says, I honestly thought it was going to be a Subway Series this year for sure. Now both teams suck. Mets suck worse, but that's always been true. Go Yankees. Sorry, Jason. Mets suck worse. Okay. You know what? It doesn't matter, Tom. You know why? Because even when the Yankees have made it to the playoffs the last several years, they always leave with an L, a big-ass L. They're always playing golf. They haven't won a World Series in a while. And it's just really nice to see the Yankee fans get really excited when they make the playoffs, but they just know that they're not good enough to lose. Or not good enough to win, I should say. Ooh, it's whiskey. This whiskey's already hit me. If I don't be careful, this is going to happen.
I fell.
Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Another 6 here. B. Oh, no. What am I doing? E. Okay. F. E. H. I. J. K. All right. These don't look as robust or as dark as those other ones were. So we're gonna go right to the we'll go right here and see what we get. Let me move my water over here. Let me get a few more sips here. The Red Sox reversed the curse on the Yankees. Yankees are cursed now. The Ben Holiday was a surprise for me. That's a really good call out, Ben Holiday. I would say with some of like the more crafty or some of the smaller brands that have surprised me this year. We brought it up earlier. JT Mellick, that rice whiskey is incredible. It is so good. I would never think it was a rice whiskey. Right, Kelsey Dime? What's the secondary grain? Detling out of Alabama. Who would have thought? Alabama bourbon, man. But you have to like dark chocolate and coffee flavors. But Detling making some unbelievable stuff. 13 Colony out of Georgia doing some incredible stuff. So, newsflash, Mets got crushed again tonight. Yeah, you know what's sad too is the Mets, Steve Cohen, the Mets owner, had this big press conference today about the state of the Mets and how if things don't improve, there might be some changes and stuff like that. And what do the Mets do? They go out and it's a dud. There you go. That's your 2023 New York Mets, folks. Ooh. What the hell? This is the nose. This is the nose, folks. Oh yeah, Rocktown in Arkansas doing really good too. Yeah, I mean Braves might, barring any injuries, the Braves could take it all this year. Those guys are hitting home runs like it's nothing. Mets need a $1 dog night. Warrant. Oh, just because you're drinking Heaven Hill, you need a little bit of warrant? All right.
Heaven isn't too far away.
This first one has some age. This has some age to it, but doesn't drink hot. I'm going to guess right now this is one of the old Fitzies. I think it's one of the old Fitzies. Either that or, oh no, you know what it could be? It could be EC18. There's not a lot of proof to this one, but it's got like a dusty funk to it. The problem is it does nothing on the finish. There's no finish to this whiskey whatsoever. It's got great flavors up front. I don't know. I was excited when I smelled it, but the finish on it is not as exciting. I was excited when I smelled it. You don't really say that often. I was excited when I smelled it. Oh shit. Okay. Looks too light to be a Fitzy. This could be the EC18 maybe. I love the flavors, but it does nothing on the finish. Nothing. I love the flavors up front. I love the nose. Lacking a finish. I'll give it 3. I'll give it 3 halos. I don't think it deserves more than that. All right, let's go to the second one here. Well, Yanks Rule did throw up at Warrant. Okay. The 18 does that for me too. Up front, it's great. Finish is pretty mute. Yeah, maybe that is the 18. I don't know. Jason, spot on with the clips tonight. Because it was so moist. Yeah, that's exactly why. 350 people, guys, watching. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Sunday Evening Side says overly oaked. I don't think it's overly oaked. I think it's, if that is EC18, I think it's just proof down too much because it's proof down to 90. Woo! That has some sneaky heat right there. Whoa, what the hell is that? This is, oh. That's kind of nice. That definitely is a big step up from glass A here, or glass F. This is G. Man, this is an absolute cherry bomb. Cherry, spice, cinnamon, cherry pie. I could play Warren Cherry Pie. No, I don't have that clip. But my goodness gracious, that is very cherry forward. It's candy, but it's hot. This thing has a long finish, but it's heat. I love the flavors, but the finish is really astringent compared to the other ones here. Giselle's, are any of these JTS Brown? No JTS Brown in here. I'll give it a solid 3. I don't think there's anything too special about it, but it's okay. Moe Universe, Mojinverse says, do you pair certain beer with whiskeys? If so, what's your fave? Beer with whiskeys? I generally don't do that just because if I mix up, like I could drink bourbon and whiskey and be fine as long as I'm pacing myself, drinking a lot of water most of the night. But if I start like introducing like beer or wine to the mix, that's when you see Jason fall off the chair. That's when it starts hitting me. It's hard for me to mix, but generally when I do switch over, if I do, it's generally in the wintertime when stouts and porters and those type of beers come out. And I kind of like the heavily oaked bourbons and the higher proof bourbons and go into like a good stout beer. Those are kind of like my favorite, going from one of those to the other. Breakfast stout is probably one of my favorite all-around stouts that I like to drink. Founder's Breakfast Stout. And, there's some others in there too. But those are kind of, let's just stop me here. This is really nice. Woo! Beer before liquor, never the seeker. Maybe some JW Dan. That might be in the next round, guys. We might have to do a third round of Heaven Hill stuff. Oh, that is And there are some hitters in here tonight. What the hell? This is really good too. Oh yeah, left-hand milk stout. Founders KBS, all good picks. Steve Johnson, are there any good times worth trying? No, only if you want bad times. I'm just not. The one good times bottle that I had that I got like remember getting 3 bottles in the very beginning when I was trying their stuff out. They had a cigar blend that actually wasn't terrible. You could tell like the whiskey was definitely young and the finishes were, the barrels were wet because there's a lot of like that flavor of like that, the finish, like the 3 finishes they used in the whiskey. It literally just tasted like someone poured, 3 shots of, of like Armagnac or cognac or whatever the hell was in it into the whiskey. That's what it tasted like. It didn't taste like a traditional finished bourbon. But I mean, was it okay? I had a toasted bourbon or toasted rye from them that wasn't too bad. But all the crazy flavors that they're doing, it's just too much for me. It's not, to me, it's not whiskey anymore. It's like liqueur. I'm seeing all the pictures now for the Good Times creamsicle that's out, like the orange and the vanilla. It's like, dude, it's not even whiskey at this point. It's not even, and I see people writing like, oh, I want that. That sounds delicious. I'm like, just go fucking eat a creamsicle, dude. Just go eat a creamsicle. You don't, why are you going to drink it in a whiskey? That's not what it's for. Just go eat a creamsicle. If you really, really want it, like, why? Why? It's like, if you're a grown-ass man and you tell me, I'm drinking Good Times creamsicle, it's delicious, I'm going to be like, just give me your man card. Go in the corner. Sit down, go sit in the corner. Like, that's it. You're done. Get out of here. You've lost access to the barrel room. Go sit in the corner. Go sit outside in the grass by yourself and drink your creamsicle. Gosh. Get me started. Did I drink the wrong one? I think I did. Yeah, this one has some really good flavors to it. I might give that a 3. If your creamsicle. Yeah, go down the shore. Yeah, they did on M&J Redline Honey Cask pick. Yeah, like just creamsicle rant. Yeah, I think that's what that was tonight. Creamsicle rant. Medium Ugly says, well, I guess I'll hide my pina colada now. Medium Ugly, I have no problem with a pina colada. Pina coladas are delicious, especially when you're on vacation. Nothing like a good pina colada. But I don't want pina colada in my whiskey. I don't want coconut in my, especially young coconut, apparently. You don't want young coconut in the whiskey. But apparently Rare Hair wants young coconut in the whiskey, along with bee pollen. What is happening tonight? All right, let's go to I here. Oh no, this one is definitely on the younger side. Definitely not as kind of hitting home runs here. Like, man, the last 1, 2, 3, B, C, D, and F, G, and H have been really good solid whiskeys. And we'll see what the bottles end up being and the numbers and the value, what the prices are, then we can kind of put them in their proper tiers. That's your next t-shirt. F your creamsicle and young coconut. It sounds like a rapper name, Young Coconut. Oh, it's a good idea. That's what we call full circle. That's how we do it. That's how we do it, folks. This is just a good, solid bourbon. I don't think it's really anything special. It's okay. I mean, I'll give it... I might go 2 halos on that one. All right, 2 more left, guys, and we'll start ranking these here. I prefer mature shaved coconut with my drinks. 100% agree. Tony Bagga. What did Tony Bagga Donuts say? Hey, what's up? Everything spicy? Nice to see you. Twisted tea whiskey is so sweet. Got to cut it with twisted tea or on the rocks. Young coconut sickle. Coca sickle. Coca sickle? Not much going on here. I think these are kind of maybe the younger, not so. These are just like the good sippers. This has a nice little spice to it, though. This is good. This is from this is my glass from Detroit Whiskey Society. Ron Miles, if you're watching, thank you so much for that. Bob Glass, Jason, were you even alive during the Miracle Mets era? I was not. I was born in '77, so I'll be 46 years old in July. 86 was the year that made me, love the Mets. So, I'm gonna give this one a solid 3. I don't mind that one. It's got a good balance, good spice, drinks easy. It doesn't do anything crazy, like as far as like super great flavors, but it's got a nice palate to it. All right, last one. Here we go. Cheers, brother. The Mash and Drum. Let's go, Miami Marlins. It says the Whiskey Reaper. You think Dan's wife is turned off or on by Dan wearing the ADHD championship belt to bed? That's pretty awesome. Dirty Bananas. Does someone mention tropical fruit? We're talking about young coconut. This one has some sneaky good flavors too. I don't think it's a high proof. Oh, that's good. Yeah, maybe it does have a little good proof to it. That's nice. Kind of a lingering like spice to it. This is like sneaky good. Ooh, I like that a lot. That's some really good flavors to it. That's gonna get 4, I think. Again, guys, I'm just kind of going off my gut here, just from tasting it, and then as we get into the value, what time is it? Oh, 10:28. Perfect timing. Let's find out what these are, and we'll get into the ranking portion of the show. This way, we get all your feedback, and we'll see where we're gonna place these. So again, young coconut and dirty bananas, and you're complaining about moist. Young coconuts are more moist than older ones, I believe. Oh my God. So many coconut jokes and moist bananas. What is happening, guys? Whiskey Juice. It's Whiskey Juice coming into a play. How you doing, Jason? What's going on, Whiskey Juice? All right, let's put these over here to the side. So that's F, G, H, I, J, and K. Push these a little bit further here so they're not in the camera. Perfect. All right. Alan Pulaski says, light bulb moment. After you get through these, best of, tasters, pit the top 2 from each distillery up against one another for a finale. Pit the top 2 from each distillery. Oh, I do like that. Alan, that's brilliant. I did Turkey. I did Heaven Hill. Next, I got to do, God, I'm like literally looking at Jim Beam. It's so many bottles. So many bottles. Think of all the brands Jim Beam has. I'll be here for like 5 weeks doing these taste throughs with all the Beam. They have so many things. So many things. That's all I could say. They have so many things. So many brands, so many bottles. I feel like Jim Beam comes out with a new brand each and every week. Holy crap, that would take forever. That's right. That's right. Sandlot, baby. Forever. I could do Buffalo Trace next. I mean, that'd be a hell of a time. Doing Buffalo Trace. I mean, the problem is I don't have any Pappies. I don't have all the BTACs. I don't even have any William Louis Weller anymore. My last bottle's gone. I have a couple Stags, but that's it. It would kind of have to be kind of the lower tier Buffalo Traces, but if you guys are okay with that, I could totally do that. I could do Stag, I could do Benchmarks, I could do the Blends, I could do Sazerac, I could do Eagle Rare, all that stuff. Blantons, I could do Blantons. Yeah, that could be cool. I like that idea a lot, actually. So, all right, let's find out what these are, guys. Yeah, I already did the Wild Turkey. I did the Wild Turkey one. Yep. Let's see. Have a 64 bottle. Travis, that's actually what would happen. It would be like 60-something bottles of Jim Beam. Oh, my God. Top 2 from Blue Run, says EJ. Jason's new band name, Moist Young Coconut. First of all, Lucas, I think we've established that that's my new rapper name. Moist Young Coconut is my new rapper name. All right, guys. Let's open up the results, and let's see what we got here. Oh, boy. All right, here we go. I love doing this so much. Okay. Let's get to my notebook here. So let's start off. Well, first, of course, guys, what am I doing? We have to put up the ranking sheet. So, again, this is what we're doing. With your help, we're going to be ranking the rest of the bottles in groups of halos. So 1 halo, 2 halos, 3 halos, 4, and then 5 halos are the top tier. Now, what I rank them is what I rank them based on taste. Now, when I reveal what bottle it is and what I reveal the price is, the retail price of the bottle, does that move it up or down? Yeah, you could also factor availability into it, the fact that it's a ghost bottle or the fact that you can never get it. Is the price too crazy? That all factors in. Or if you don't want to factor that in and just go by what you get in the bottle for the money for retail, then you can just vote that way. So let me pull out the chat here. Let me pop it out here, and then we will go from there. Okay. I think I missed this. Oh, yeah, Jason's new band name. Giselle's Bourbon, Hot or Not, Wendy Peppercorn. Oh, Wendy Peppercorn, yes. Tony Bag of Donuts, so many things. So many people are saying how many things Jim Beam has. They're fantastic. A lot of people don't know how fantastic. I always have had mixed emotions with Jim Beam because they have so many good bottles that they have in their collection. And then they have bottles that are high priced and not great at all. It's like this tug of war between really good value bottles that Jim Beam has, and then they have these other, sets of bottles that just are like terrible values. I don't know, like the pricing models just it boggles my mind. But overall, I think Jim Beam has some really, really amazing value bottles there. So I think number one has to be Knob Creek 12 year. Knob Creek 12 year to me is like the pinnacle of value when you talk about bourbon these days. In today's market, a 12-year 100 proof bourbon for $60, $65. I mean, Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs may have it by a little bit as far as value goes because it's barrel proof, but Knob Creek 12 year, that's a pretty damn insane value these days. Okay. First one, letter A. I gave this 3 halos. Let's see what it is. This is, let's check it out. Number 18. What is 18? This is, I said it had some good spice. It's Evan Williams bottled in bond. Very, very nice. Guys, this is a $20 bottle. I have it at 3 halos. It kind of teeters between 2 and 4. So, some people really put it at a high value. I'm going to, you know what? Let me change the music here because I'm done with this sexy yacht music. So let's go into some. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. We're gonna get into the. What did Lucas say? Yeah, moist. It's the moist young coconut stuff. Okay. Oh yeah, I actually need my my keyboard here, so I can go through this with you guys here. 389 in the chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are just on time because it's time to help rank these. So I have Evan Williams, Bottled and Bond at three halos, 3 stars, whatever you want to call it. So EW, Bottled and Bond, do we say 3 or does it go to 4? Or does it go to 2? Ask your community. The poll is in the chat right now, guys. Vote right now. Let me know what you think about Evan Williams, Bottled and Bond. And we will move on to the next one. We reveal the next bourbon and see where we go from there. Remember, Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. It's a 100 proof bourbon, and it's only about $20, sometimes even cheaper than that. So you guys let me know. Does it being that cheap bring it up to a 4 because of the value of it, or does it stay right at 3 based on value and flavor? Sometimes you get an Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. It's not as great. All right. Letter B. I gave this one 5 full freaking halos. 5 stars. Whatever you want to call it. I said this could be the Heaven Hill 17 year. Let's see if I was right. This is number 20. Number 20 is, oh no. Actually, no, I think I was right. This is Parker's Heritage. And it's the Parker's Heritage double barrel. That's the one that I have. It's up there. Parker's Heritage double barreled bourbon is the one that was selected. Now price on that is $175, and it's a little bit hard to find. Now we're not just rating that singular bottle, we're also rating the series of Parker's Heritage as well. I gave it 5. There are different releases that come out, so does that drop it down a notch, or are you just going off of the one release? First of all, let me check the poll. Oh, the poll is easily a 3, so we're gonna keep it a 3. I'm gonna put the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. I'm gonna let me where are my tools? There they are. Let me move that one up here. Right there. So Evan Williams Bottled and Bond moves up to tier number 3. All right, guys, here we go. Let's go to the Parker's Heritage. Now, Parker's Heritage, I think the last several years have been just really good. Ever since the Curacao debacle, the orange Curacao release, I think all the Parker's Heritages have been absolutely fantastic. So the orange Curacao one was a shitstorm. Nobody wanted it. You could still buy that shit at Heaven Hill if you want. But the all the ones that have followed that one have been fantastic. So, but it is hard to get, and they are expensive. Now, if you're going off of retail, $175. Does it get 5 halos or does it get 4? I'm going to ask the community right here. You guys let me know in the chat. You tell me. I'll show you guys the ranking here as we start adding the bottles. You guys let me know what you think. I'm going to put that one aside. The fact Parker's will bust out Curacao drops it. The fact that Parker's made a Curacao, he wants to drop it to a 4. Had a pour of it, and it's a 5 on flavor, but a 1 on availability and secondary stupidness, says Russell Meyer. That's a valid point. That's a valid point. So does that drop it for you to a 4? pH doesn't miss. Finn's take with CB83. It definitely missed with the Curacao. That's for sure. Can't vote. Never had it. Never seen it, says Jeff Winbush. Well, that comes into play. All right. So the poll is pretty close. 58% gives it a 5. 42% give it a 4. Only 83 votes. There's 380 people watching. We need some more votes, guys. Go into the chat, vote, get your vote in. Once we get about 125 votes, I will kind of tally that up. In the meantime, let me go to the third one here. The third one I gave 4. I gave 4 for this one. This is number 10, and this is Evan Williams 12-year. Evan Williams, which I think she has down here. Where's Evan Williams 12-year? Oh, here it is. Here it is, guys. Evan Williams 12-year. This I gave 4. This is a sneaky delicious bourbon. The problem with this one is it's $150, and you normally can only find this in Kentucky at the Evan Williams Experience or some other shops, and you don't always find it for $150 or $120. Usually, sometimes it's higher than that. But we'll get into that one. Parker's Heritage maintaining at 58%. Wow, that's surprising. Surprising. Okay. Looks like Parker's is staying at a 5. Look at that. All right, let's end that one. Let's go to the EW 12 year. This will be an interesting one here. I have it at a 4. Does it go to a 3? That's your community based on availability and price. I don't think it's good enough to make it to a 5. I would stay either 4, or does it get knocked down to a 3? You guys let me know in the chat. Perfect. All right. I actually really like this bottle. I do think the Wild Turkey 12 year is better, though. But that's because I love Wild Turkey. All right. Let's go to letter D. This one. Oh, man. This is so good. This one I gave it a 4. And this is the Heaven Hill 17-year barrel proof. The Heaven Hill, my bourbon of the year last year. I gave it 4. And probably the only reason why I gave it 4 is because I knew what it was, and it was too expensive to give a 5. Oh, man. Cannot be a 4 at 150. Let's see what the poll says here. Ooh, this is close. This is a polarizing one. EW 12. You guys are close. 74 votes are in. 51% of you says it should go down to a 3. 49% of you are saying to keep it at 4. So I'm going to need more votes before we can cash that in right there. And it's 2% apart. 2% apart. Yeah, oh, it just went up. Oh, 54 to 46 now. All right, you guys are bringing it now. It looks like it's being taken over, and it looks like it's going to drop down to 3 halos. You know, I can't be mad at that. I think that makes sense. I think it makes sense. This is going to get down to 3 halos. So let me go back into the spreadsheet here. Let me drop the. Let's see if I can find it in here. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Where is the 12? There it is, 12 year. We're going to drop it down to 3. We're going to drop it down to 3. And then the Parkers, you guys voted. That's the first bottle in the top tier. So there we go. All right, let's end this poll. And it's time for the next one. This one will be interesting, guys. All right, so the 17-year Heaven Hill. Let's just say that 17. Let's just say Heaven Hill Heritage Collection overall. So we're talking the 17-year, and we're talking the 20-year corn whiskey that just came out, the 20-year-old mellow corn. So Heaven Hill Heritage. Now it's normally a $200 to $260 bottle. They're extremely rare, but they are pretty. The 17 was really good. The corn whiskey was meh. So how does that go? Does it stay at 4? Because it's good enough to be 4. But does it deserve a 5 based on the rarity and everything else? So I'm going to drop that in the chat. You guys go for it. I'm going to put that one aside. You guys let me know. Again, we're not just talking, bottle per bottle. We're talking about the Heritage Collection in general. Now, the 17-year to me is a 5. But the corn whiskey one I had, kind of drop that down a little bit. Mellow Corn BB is a 6, says Mash and Drum. Says Mash Bill. If including the 20, maybe a 3. HH 20 isn't great. HH 17 is a 5. I agree. So I think with that, we might have to go to a 4 on that. And it looks like the votes are showing that. HH 17 is a 7, says Joe Wanninger, and I would agree. It's 7. It's up there. It's one of the best bourbons I've had in a long time. And I agree. The Heritage Series looks like it's going to go to an easy 4. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to bring it to a 4. Let's see here. And I kind of agree with that. As good as the 7 17-year was. Let's see here. Where is that bottle? That's the Bernheim. Is that it? Oh, there it is. Okay, we'll bring the Heritage Collection down to a 4. Okay, so there we go. I'm liking this so far, guys. I think we're making some smart choices. I think Parker's has been absolute hitters for a while now, so I agree with it putting in the top tier. Now, if the Heaven Hill Heritage Collection next year comes out with a banger, maybe it goes, maybe the scales tip a little bit and it moves up to the 5. But right now, with 2 releases, I like it at 4, even though that 17-year was so good, but the 20-year just fell flat for me. Okay. Who were the 1%ers in that poll? 69 to 30? Yeah, I don't know, man. All right, let's go to the next one here, which was E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. E. So that was this one here. This one I gave 2 halos to it. And this one is it's Rittenhouse Rye. Rittenhouse Rye whiskey, which is now a $25 bottle-ish. $25. Again, I haven't had it in a while, and it's actually pretty damn sippable. For $25 though, does it stay at 2 or does it go up to 3? Because of the value of it. Because it is a pretty versatile rye whiskey. You can put it in a cocktail. You can drink it straight. Let's do a quick poll here. 3, 2. You guys vote. Rittenhouse Rye is what we're voting on right now. Rittenhouse Rye. Where does it belong? Is it a 3 halo or does it drop down to a 2? Definitely not a 4 in my opinion. I think that's where Pikesville belongs, which is where you guys voted it. Now we're at Rittenhouse. It's either 3 or a 2. So where do you guys think it falls? It is. Rittenhouse is a cult favorite for bartenders. Bartenders love to use it in cocktails. Absolutely agree. It's a great budget rye. Totally agree. TCT, a 1792 Barton ranking. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that one next. For sure. How is it a 2? It's a beast, says Wigmaster. Well, that's why you guys are going to vote. Yeah, a lot of you are voting to bring it up to a 3. Again, you guys got to remember, I'm tasting these in order. And I was coming off the 17-year bottled and bond and then had the Rittenhouse. So off of that one, it just came off, not that great. But on its own, when I just sipped it now, I could see people going it as a 3. Yeah, I'm going to... Yeah, I think pick 3, my lord. 3, pick 3, my lord. I got that reference. That was from Shrek. When he goes, pick 3, my lord, and then he looks at his 2 fingers. All right, you guys voted. We're gonna bring Rittenhouse to a number 3. All right, I agree with that. I don't mind that. I think the fact that it came off of the Heaven Hill 17-year is what swayed me to give it a 2. All right, we're going into the next round, letter F, which I gave 3 halos. This one belongs to number 14, which is... I remember when we were talking about this, I had a high age. It could be Elijah Craig 18. That's what it is. Letter F, which was number 14, is none other than Elijah Craig 18-year. So Elijah Craig 18-year, retail right now is $160, but it's only 90 proof. So does that sway your mind? Is it still a 3 halo? I have a feeling this one's going to be a little polarizing as well. I know folks that love EC18. So I have it at a 3. But do you think it goes to a 4? Or do you think it goes to a 2 because it's 90 proof and $160? So here's the poll. You have 3 choices for this one, guys. I knew this one was going to be a little bit polarizing. So you guys vote. While you guys are voting for that one, let's do the next one, which is letter G. I gave this one 3 halos, and this one goes to... Oh, yeah, this was the hot one. This was the one that drank pretty hot. This is the one that I wrote was spicy, and it's this little bottle right here. This is the Elijah Craig Barrel Select, a little hand grenade. This is the little hand grenade right here. So these are 125 proof and said to be, I think, what, 6 to 8 years old on these. Now, if you find them at the shop, I think they're about, what, $40? But I've seen these for over 100 in retailers. But if you're thinking about retail for this little 125 proof little hand grenade monster, this little bit of a whiskey, I mean, we'll see what you guys say about this one. But let's go to the poll. 46% of you with 91 votes are calling EC18 a 3. So we're going to keep it right at 3, folks. I don't mind that. Let me pop that chat out again. 91 votes. 46% say keep it at a 3, and I do not mind that at all. All right, let's keep EC18 at a 3. Where is it? Where is it? EC18, boom, is right there. Okay, right there at a 3. And we have a lot of 3s here for the Heaven Hill lineup. All right, the little hand grenade. What do you guys think about this one? The hand grenade I had at a 3. You know what? I don't think we're gonna do a vote on this one because I think for a 3 for as little whiskey as you get, 125 proof, about 7 or 8 years old, grenade isn't worth it, even for like $30-$40. EC18 is delicious. The Heaven, let's see. EC Rye is close. Is any rye better than Rittenhouse for the price? Say what you will about the Mets sucking, but they could be the Royals. All right, guys. This seems to be a little mixed here. So, EC Grenade. Oh, God, I can't spell tonight. Grenade. All right. I have it as a 3. Does it say as a 3? Or should it go to 2? You guys let me know. I mean, it's a little bit of whiskey. I mean, it's a cool little thing. It's kind of a novelty. But, I mean, I had one, so I figured I'd throw it in there. It did come off a little hot. It does drink hot. So I didn't really want to go, to a 4 on this one at all. So, right now it's split. 53 are saying to bring it down to a 2. 50-50. We'll see where that one goes. Okay, in the meantime, let's go to letter H. This one I gave 4 halos. Letter H, I gave 4 halos. This one is... Yeah, that makes sense. Old Fitz Bottled and Bond Decanter. Which one did she pick though? Put it here? Oh, she did. Which one is that? Let's see. This one is the... Oh man, wow, picked a good one. This is one of my favorites. This is the 15-year. This is the 15-year Bottled and Bond Old Fitz. So Old Fitz Bottled and Bond, there's a bunch of factors you could factor into this one. You have the ages of these. You have the beautiful bottle presentation that comes in. It's lovely. And then on top of that, the prices on these are pretty good. It's usually $10 per year of aging. So this one was about $150, $160. The 18-year, I think, went to about $200 for that one. But again, that's retail. And again, you don't see these very often. So there's a lot of factors in here to mess with the Old Fitz. Let's see. Gimme. Boodies. Why boodies? What's the volume of grenade? 250? It's not even 375. It's not even 375, I don't think, on this one. This is it's a 200 ml. It's a 200 ml for this one. So I don't know if that sways you guys. You tell me. It's the best bottle in the game. Got to be worth 1 halo just for that. Yeah, I totally agree, Russell. When I did the whole bottle design voting, that entire contest, Old Fitz Decanter won as the best bottle in the game. Best bottle in the game, and it wasn't even close. Old Fitz won hands down. All right, let me go to the poll here. What do we got? It's still 50-50. 72 votes. It's everybody's in between. 50-50. Oh, it just went up to a 3, 51% at 3, 49% at 2. I think the 15-year Old Fitz is probably the best one that they've done. The 16 is very close, but that 15-year is special for sure. Yeah, it's young and hot, Eric Sawyer. I agree. Man, a lot of people want to keep it at a 3, though. 78 votes? Man. Agreed. Grenade not worth it, says Bob Glass. Now, 83. Oh, it's getting back to the old Elijah Craig Pirate bottles were the best. Yeah, Whiskey Reaper. I could have put that in those are 5s all day long. I don't care what bottle it is. The Pirate bottles are all 5s. Too many 3s on the list already. Yeah, you know what? I might bump that to a 2, drop it to a 2 for one reason. The grenades, normally, you cannot find for $30 or $40. When you do find them, they're upcharged to like 40 to not 40 to like 50, 60. I've even seen them high as 80. So, and they do drink a little hot, which is what I had. So, I agree. Let's tame down the grenade a little bit. Let's bring that to a 2. All right. So, decanter, Old Fitz. Here we go. Old Fitz, guys. This is Old Fitz, Old Fitzy. I have it as a 4, but does it deserve to be a 3, or do you think, just based on availability, I think it's a 4 easy. I think for me it's an easy 4. However, the availability, the one good thing about the Old Fitz decanters is the price varies. So if it's the 8-year, it's not $200, it's like $80. If it's a 10-year, it's $100. It's not $250. Sometimes some of these brands, no matter what the age it is, will just charge you the same price. I do like that the Old Fitz decanters change up the price as the releases come out. So, yeah, it's a 4 easy, just from the few votes I got. There's no way 3's coming back. I'm keeping it at a 4. All right. So, Old Fitz goes to the 4. I think that's a very, very smart ranking right there, guys. Old Fitzy gets the 4. Okay. Let's go to letter I. F, G, H, I. This one is 22. This is a regular Elijah Craig bourbon. I gave this one 2 halos. 2 halos, 94 proof bourbon for about $33, $34 these days for Elijah Craig bourbon. What do you guys think? What do you guys think as far as Elijah Craig? I have it at 2 halos. Do you think it deserves more for the price? I'll do a quick poll here. Just EC, regular Elijah Craig. Do you think it goes 3 or do you think it stays at 2? You guys let me know. David Schaffler wants to go down to 1. Okay. 4 is fair, but I drool thinking about the 15. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 2, fair, 3. Oh, this one might be more polarizing than I think. So some people going 3, some people going 2. Looks like the 2s are dominating here a little bit. Oh, the 3s are coming back. Nope, 2's coming back. It's a beginner bottle, says Wigmaster. It's a great gateway. It's $26 here in Maryland. Wow. I'm sorry, Massachusetts. Wow. I think 2 is fair. It's a good value pour, but not special. 2 because 101 exists. Oh, that's such a good point. That's such a good point. Okay, we're going to give it a 2, guys. We'll give regular Elijah Craig a 2. That's a good point. So you guys, man, you guys are on it tonight, man. All right, here we go. Where is regular Elijah Craig? The barrel select. What's that one? Oh, here it is. Regular Elijah Craig. We're going to keep that shiz as a 2. All right. Perfect. Man, it's working out here, guys. It's working out. Okay, last two. Here we go. Letter J, which is number 19. Bernheim Wheat Whiskey. I gave this 2 halos. I was teetering on 3, but then I wrote 2. Bernheim Wheat Whiskey is a $32.99 bottle. It's I believe it's 90 proof. It is 90 proof. Bernheim wheated. I had 3. I gave it 2. What do you guys think? Where does that one go? Minus. Lucas says -1. -1. Okay, -1. I don't like it at all. Shit. 2. Oh no, that's a 1, says Russell Meyer. All right, let's pull this one real quick, guys. You guys are okay. So Bernheim wheat. I'm not even gonna put. I'm gonna get 2 or 1. You guys choose. And then we're going to find out the last one, which I gave a 4. And that, I think, has to be the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Faux show, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I have it 4. But the value of that one, I feel like that could go 5. Wow, 1. Bernheim getting the 1. All right, guys. Last poll of the night. ECBP, 4 or 5. This should go quick. And while you're voting there, I'm going to share my screen so I can show you guys the ranking I'm doing here. Hey, you guys see that? So that is what I am making. That is the tier ranking so far. So right now what I have to do is take the Bernheim and leave that at 1. The only one that gets a 1 is the Bernheim. So last but not least is the, let's see, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Does it stay at a 4 or do we put that baby up at 5? It is up to you. Let's see what we have here in the chat. Oh my God, it's not even close. Yeah, Whiskey Reaper. It's about 70 bucks here for sure. Patrick Q says someday I'll find any. Patrick Q, you can't find ECBP where you are? Yeah. Lucas Oppener, he says, I feel dirty for saying 5, but at the price and the barrel good, it's a 5. I agree. I think just on value alone, it's a 5. All right, guys. That is it. We are done here. So the 2 bottles I didn't have that I thought I had, one of them was the regular Larceny, which I don't know if we want to kind of place that just based off of, I don't feel like that would get more than a 3, maybe a 2. And then the other bottle I had, which I totally forgot about, is the Evan Williams single barrel, which used to be widely available, but now it's a Kentucky-only release. But those, again, are only 90 proof. Or is it 86 proof? I forgot what those are. So based on this sheet, regular Larceny is 27 bucks, 26 bucks about. And then you have the Evan Williams single barrel, which is going for about 40 bucks now. So we could kind of filter those in if you want, but I haven't. Evan Williams single barrel, I think it's a really great easy sipper. I don't think it would get above a 2 or a 3, to be honest. I think the next round, what I'm going to do is get my hands on an Evan Williams single barrel, get my hands on a Larceny, and we'll add in the JTS Brown. We'll add in some of the other budget bottle and bond whiskeys. We'll see where those fall. But this is almost done, so we're almost there, guys. Look at that bracket. Only 2 getting to the top tier with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and Parker's Heritage. As you can see, the 4 halos going to Old Fitz. Evan Williams bottled and freaking bond getting 4 halos. Pikesville, Larceny Barrel Proof, McKenna, the Heaven Hill Heritage Collection. 3 halos going to EC18, Rittenhouse, Evan Williams 12, Evan Williams 1783, Elijah Craig Toasted, Bernheim Barrel Proof, Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond, and Elijah Craig Rye. Two halos going to regular Elijah Craig, the Elijah Craig Single Barrel Select Hand Grenade, Mellow Corn, Evan Williams Black, and poor Bernheim alone at the bottom of the tier with 1 halo. I mean, guys, I think it's spot on. I think you guys did an absolutely amazing job in doing this. So kudos to you. We have a few more to do here in the next round. I thought I was going to be able to do this in 2 rounds. I was saying we need a 3rd round. Just saying. But this is fun. It's a lot of bottles from Heaven Hill. They own a lot of brands. Danny's Candies. What about William Heaven Hill? I don't have any of those right now. The last one I had was a 16-year. But that's a good one to add. We could definitely add that in the mix if there's ones I don't have. Also, the Heaven Hill Select Stock. I think I have one of those we could kind of add in the mix as well. So we'll do another one. So yeah, speaks volumes of the recent larceny barrel proofs. They're excellent. I think it's a really good indication of where Heaven Hill falls. And I think thanks to you guys for helping me kind of work out the tiers. We'll do a last round here with some of those other ones that were missing, and we'll finish off the tiers. Maybe will it be next week? Yeah, maybe next week we'll finish it. I might have a guest on next week that I'm working with, so we'll see what happens. But guys, thanks so much for supporting the Master Drum. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the great time hanging out with you guys tonight. This is always a lot of fun. Getting your feedback, getting your questions. I hope you guys had a really coconutty, bee pollen, moist kind of night. I appreciate it. Love all you guys. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share with. If you're a patron, going to do a patron live stream here in a little bit. So stay tuned. Love you guys. And I'll see you next time right here on the Mash and Drum. Which one should I try here? I'm gonna go for the 17-year. Cheers, guys.